Tonight on CTV, Fort Collins gets blanketed in snow. How did students react to campus closure yesterday? And the trend of online dating, how social media is changing social norms. Plus, Melanie Rose will tell you the movies you don't want to miss this summer, right now on CTV News.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News on this Thursday, April 17th. I'm Tom Mullen.
And I'm Kelsey Peterson. In a press conference today, video images were released of two suspects in the Boston Marathon bombing that occurred Monday. There have been no arrests made in connection with the bombing yet. Authorities said at the press conference, with the media's help, in an instant, these images will be delivered directly into the hands of millions around the world. We know the public will play a critical role in identifying and locating these individuals.
Only 2 days after the Boston Marathon tragedy, authorities are still not sure how many died in the Texas fertilizer plant explosion that decimated the buildings around it within a 5 to 6 block radius. The explosion took place around 8 p.m. Wednesday evening in the town of West Texas with the force of a magnitude 2.1 earthquake and could be heard up to 45 miles away. Authorities say at least 5 are dead, but that number will rise and may even triple as the recovery continues. An estimated 160 people were injured. Still missing 5 firefighters who are battling the blaze.
A man was arrested in association with rice and letters that were mailed to the president and Mississippi Senator Roger Wicker. Paul Kevin Curtis was identified and arrested at his Mississippi home Wednesday night. He denies mailing the letters, but if convicted, he could face up to 15 years in prison.
A 5.2 magnitude earthquake shook northwest Iran this afternoon. This makes the third in a series of earthquakes in that area over the last 10 days. A 6.1 quake struck last week south of that region, and a 7.5 magnitude quake hit the Iran-Pakistani border Tuesday, killing 34 and injuring 80. It's the biggest earthquake that region has seen in nearly 40 years. When we come back, students flooded social media yesterday with criticism about the decision to close campus at noon. We asked the students how they felt about the snow day.
Also, we'll take a look at a new trend in dating. We'll be right back.
Packers, Vikings,
Red State, Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country. Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Sign up at liveunited.org.
The decision to close the campus yesterday at noon has been highly criticized by the campus community. CSU spokesperson Mike Hooker could not be reached for comment about the decision. However, the public safety team issued a statement explaining the rationale, including closing has very real academic ramifications. Anytime you cancel a day of classes, you are cutting into that education. You can find more information about CSU's snow day policy at safety.colostate.edu.
And it's been nothing but snow and ice for the past 3 days around Fort Collins. I went and took a look around campus to see how students were dealing with the weather and how they felt about the school closure. The recent snowstorm left over 22 inches of snow in northern Colorado. Here at CSU, students spent the last 3 days sloshing through the white to and from class. Reactions to the winter storm in April have been mixed.
I love it. It's always good to have a snow day, but it's weird that it's in April and after spring break. That kind of sucks.
I don't like it at all. It's April. We should be like having sunshine, and I don't want a second winter because I don't even like the first winter.
The intense snow forced the university to close campus at 3 p.m. on Monday and at noon on Wednesday. With buses running 20 minutes late and people being stuck in the parking lot for over an hour, it hasn't been a total winter wonderland.
It's crazy. I'm in a sorority, so for Greek Week, like everything's been canceled, and they've had to start making different things like building snow forts, and so that's been crazy.
Now, even though all the snow is being kind of a pain for a lot of people, I encourage you guys to go outside and make the best of your snow day. All the snow and ice didn't stop CTV reporters Keith Albertson and Riley Adams from having fun. Students feel like campus should have been closed earlier than noon.
I had my senior seminar class this morning, and it was 3 hours, so I wish it would have been before that.
I definitely think today we should have had it earlier, because I showed up to class for like 2 hours of school, so.
Many factors, including road reports and weather forecasts, go into the decision to close campus or not, so students can be sure that this past storm was a big one. According to Fort Collins Police, there have been 91 reports of car crashes over the past 3 days during the constant snow. If you need to travel anywhere, be sure to drive carefully as the roads are still pretty icy. And now we'll toss it over to Kelsey McAllister. Kelsey?
Thanks, Tom. This week, temperatures have been very chilly. We've seen almost 2 feet of snowfall over the past couple of the days. Today, the high peaked around 37 degrees, so it is relatively chilly. Looking at the highs across the state, 34 in Denver, 32 in Colorado Springs, 20 degrees in Vail, 44 in Grand Junction, so temperatures are still relatively chilly for this time of year. Sunset was at 7:43 today. Currently outside, it is still pretty chilly. Temperatures are in the 20s. It feels like 20 degrees, but it's 27. It's because of that 18-mile-an-hour wind chill. Temperatures tonight will dip into the low to mid-20s. Tomorrow, sunrise is at 6:16 in the morning, and temperatures will climb into the mid-40s. There will be a wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Taking a look across the state, you can see windy conditions all across the eastern part of the state. Scattered showers are expected in the high country, so we can still see some snowfall. Nationally, there are some precipitation sitting west of us. You can see up in Washington and Oregon, there's some rain showers, which we can expect to come into Colorado. So let's take a look in the 7-day forecast. Friday, temperatures will be in the mid-40s with sunny skies, but Saturday, some rain showers will move through with temperatures in the 50s. Sunday, temperatures will warm up a little bit, mostly sunny skies, 54 degrees. But on Monday, temperatures will dip down back into the 30s with a chance of snow or rain mix. Tuesday, temperatures will be in the 40s and things will warm up a little bit again by Wednesday into the 50s. Be sure to tune in every Monday through Thursday for your CTV weather report. For CTV Weather, I'm Kelsey McAllister. Kelsey, back to you.
Thanks, Kelsey. And after the break, Melanie Rose will be here to tell you about movies that you don't want to miss this summer.
And CTV takes you through some little places around campus that you might not know about. Don't go anywhere.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
According to a company named Statistics Brain, there are 40 million people in the U.S. who have also tried online dating. But what is it that convinces so many people to look for a relationship on the internet?
Really hard time with my ex-boyfriend, and I just wanted to put myself out there again and feel like people wanted me.
Livingston signed up for an online dating site called OKCupid.
With the way that we live with social media and stuff like that, you just don't meet people the way that you used to.
It enables you to survey a broader landscape, see the bigger sea of fish, if you will.
So how does OKCupid go about matching the millions of users that access its pages?
There are like a bajillion questions that it asks you, like personal questions, so that you can find someone who matches with you like the way that you think completely.
According to Livingston, though online dating can be fun and successful, you still have to be careful.
Kept getting like creepy 30-year-olds that were messaging me and stuff like that.
If you're not comfortable, you don't have to respond, but there are more than just other users who track your whereabouts.
Just be damn careful about anything you do online. The tracking technology that most commercial sites have is amazing. They can track where your cursor is on the screen. They can track how many microseconds you spend on a particular page.
We may not like the idea of being tracked, but according to Plaisance, advertisers are how sites like OKCupid are able to provide free service.
We relinquish that kind of privacy for the convenience of that free service. With OKCupid and any other kinds of free service, we have to understand there is nothing that is free.
Most online dating sites charge a fee, but because of its demographic, OKCupid uses advertisers for income instead. According to Find the Best, an online database, the largest percent of users on OKCupid are between ages 18 and 34, which is a much younger age group than most other online dating websites. And now, here's this week's episode of Celebrity Countdown.
Welcome back to Celebrity Countdown. I'm Melanie Rose.
And I'm Ryan Green.
We are going to tell you about some movies to look forward to this summer. And I'm going to start with my number 3, which is Iron Man 3. I'm really excited for this movie.
Yeah, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. plays him unbelievably. It seems that they're going to go kind of to a darker place in this one.
I am personally excited for this movie because I have a pretty big crush on Robert Downey Jr.
Who doesn't? My number 3 pick would be Man of Steel. It's the new Superman movie. The last Superman movie was absolutely terrible, so I'm very excited to see them hopefully make Superman the awesome superhero that he is.
All right, so my number 2 pick for today is The Lone Ranger
Good
with
pick.
Johnny Depp. I am really excited for this movie personally because I'm a huge fan of the leading stars, and it's a Disney movie. Can't go wrong with Disney.
I'm a little worried that it is a Disney movie. There has to be some type of violence, and so I don't know how Disney's gonna do that. I will see it. I'm a fan of Armie Hammer. I love the trailer, but I don't know. My number 2 pick is Star Trek Into Darkness. I think this is going to be a very, very good movie. You are not a Trekkie. I'm not a Trekkie, but I did like the first Star Trek movie, and Benedict Cumberbatch is the villain in this one. He's fantastic. I'm just gonna see it just for him, and Chris Pine's eyes. I mean, my goodness.
So my number 1 pick for today is Monsters University. I know it's gonna be animated, but I love animated movies. I think Monsters, Inc. was hilarious, extremely well made, and so I'm really excited for Monsters University. I think it's gonna be really good.
No, I'm just not terribly excited for this movie. My number 1 movie would be a movie that I just heard about and saw a trailer for, and it's called This Is the End. This is mainly because of the cast and the storyline. They go to this party at James Franco's house, and then the end of the world happens, and they have to just try and survive it, but they're playing themselves. It's absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait. I think it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, I agree. The comedians in this movie are just hilarious on their own, so the fact that they're playing themselves, I'm so excited to see
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna be good.
Good choice.
Yeah.
That was this week's Celebrity Countdown. I'm Melanie Rose. He's Ryan Green. And to watch more videos, just go on our website at ctv11news.com.
I know I'm looking forward to those films along with the rest of you guys. And now we have a special report from CTV reporter John Orson about places and things about CSU that you may not know about.
Have you ever found something at CSU and been like, what? I had no idea. There's lots of places and tools on campus that many people never learn about. For instance, did you know that there's a tunnel that goes underneath College Road? It connects the Trial Garden and the University Center for the Arts to the rest of campus. Did you know that in the basement of the library, there are bookshelves that move? Did you know the Tilt building has a big room for big thoughts? Did you know that there's a building on the north side of campus called Guggenheim Hall? Yeah, Guggenheim. Did you know there's a balcony on the Behavioral Sciences building? And one on the Computer Science building, too. Did you know that on the opposite side of this quote is an empty space just waiting for a quote? It's supposed to be empty, so as you walk by, your mind fills it in. Did you know that there's a drum outside of engineering that goes off when there's a citywide emergency? The engineers designed it with 3 drumsticks to allow the constructive waves to build until the intensity is loud enough to be heard by the entire city of Fort Collins. Oh, right, that one actually probably isn't true. Maybe. Did you know? I'm John Orson, CTV News.
And did you know there's also a dry erase board in the zoology building that you can write on? And now over to Sophie Vukovic with sports.
Thanks, Tom. Last night, the Denver Nuggets beat the Phoenix Suns, clinching their 3 seed in the upcoming playoffs. Their first game is against the Golden State Warriors on Saturday, April 20th. April 20th is also a big day for the Rams football team as they will have their spring game. The game is at noon at Hughes Stadium, and there will be a free pancake breakfast at 10 a.m. presented by the CSU Spirit Committee, so make sure to come early. Also, the women's basketball team has signed 3 more players this week. Guard A.J. Newton played at San Jose State, Foothill State, and as of Wednesday will play her junior year with the Rams. Coach Ryan Williams also signed 2 players from overseas, one of which is Stein Ostgolen, a guard from Norway who led her all-star team in shooting. Another guard with an all-star history, Ellen Nystrom from Sweden, signed today, making a total of 6 new players for next year's team. Coach Williams says he hopes to sign 2 more players to complete next season's roster. Check back with CTV Sports to see who else Coach Williams signs.
Thanks, Sophie. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter for news updates or visit us online at ctv11news.com.
Thanks for joining us, and you have a great night.